Hola chicos, today we're going to start adjective agreement and how we use adjectives to describe nouns. We're going to go very simple with this, very basic things. We'll get a little bit complicated as we go, but let's start off with basic description of adjectives. Now we all know adjectives are used to describe. That's their job. They have to describe things. However, in Spanish they work a little differently than they do in English. In English we just describe something. We're like, the couch is blue, or my grades are good, or, the party was really fun. We just use that word to describe it. However, in Spanish, it's a little bit more complex than that. In Spanish, we're going to go to your notes now. In Spanish, we have to make adjectives agree. All right, they're going to agree. And I'm going to write this in there. My handwriting is not going to be pretty, but we're going to make it work. We have to make adjectives agree two places. We care a lot about gender and we care about number. So they're going to agree in gender, whether they are masculine or feminine, and number, whether they are singular or plural, with the nouns they describe. Another thing about Spanish adjectives is a little different about English adjectives. In Spanish, we usually put adjectives after the nouns they describe. In English, we usually put them before. Like I said, blue couch. Well, in Spanish, it would be a couch blue. All right? So what we're going to do is do a little practice in how we make all of this happen. Now, we know in Spanish we care a lot about endings. All right? In Spanish, we have a basic adjective ending that is usually masculine and it goes along with nouns. The most popular ending, they usually end in the letter O. Well, to make O ending adjectives feminine, we just change them and we make those end in A. So if you're describing something masculine, typically it's going to end in the letter O and the feminine is going to end in the letter A. We have gender neutral adjectives as well, things that don't end in O. So usually they end in, it could be really, honestly, be anything other than O. So we're going to say letters other than O. Other. That's not pretty. Than O. Letters other than O. Okay, so for example, all right, let's go back to, I'm going to find my cursor here. Let's think about our color words. Now there's more than these, but for example, we have gris. Okay, color gray. That doesn't end in O. That could be masculine or feminine. Okay, we have azul. Okay, that ends in an L. Okay, that could be masculine or feminine. And we also have ones that end in E, like verde. Okay, that ends in an E. So it could be any of those. There are others as well. You probably remember last year from exploratory Spanish, those of you who had exploratory Spanish last year, we used the word deportista. Now that ended in an A, but it's not just an A. That's I-S-T-A. Ista. And anything that's ista is for everybody as well. We're going to talk a little bit more about those later. We're just going to stick with these for now because these are the colors and we're focused on the colors right now anyway. We'll get into the istas more later when those come up. Okay, so that's the gender thing. You also have to think about making adjectives plural. All right, making them plural. These follow the exact same rules as making nouns plural. Very simple. If you want to make it plural, if it ends in a vowel, you just add the letter S. You got it. Add S's to make things plural. If it ends in a consonant, you are going to add, same rule, ES. It's the same thing. Right, same exact rules. So let's do some examples now and see how we can get this to work out. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. Okay, we'll give you some examples and let's see what we can come up with. All right, I'm going to stop inking. Phenomenal. Here we go. So let's talk about this. There is a yellow notebook. Well, you know the word for there is hay. A would be un. We are going to put the noun first, cuaderno. You cannot separate an article from its noun. They have to stay together. That notebook is going to be yellow. Our word for yellow is amarillo. Okay. We ask ourselves, does amarillo agree with un? Un is masculine singular. O is masculine singular. We're in good shape. Hay un cuaderno amarillo. Well, let's change it up a little bit. Let's try this one. There's a yellow blouse. All right, well, it should be almost the same sentence. There is. Uh-oh, blouse is una. Una what? Una blusa. Well, that blusa is also going to be amarillo, right? Wrong, because una blusa is feminine. So we are going to change that O to an A. Now we have noun-adjective agreement. The adjective amarilla agrees in gender, feminine, and number, singular, with the noun it describes. Let's try another one. There are. Well, we know that there are and there is the same word. I again. Okay. Some. Everybody always forgets some. Some is the plural of a or an. They are shoes. Zapatos are masculine singular, so our word is unos. Unos zapatos. The adjective is going to go after. Amarillo. So we're good to go, right? Wrong. Amarillo is masculine. Well, so zapatos. That's cool. The O is fine. But now you have to make it plural. Unos zapatos amarillos. Spanish grammar is just like fashion. Everything should match. Unos zapatos amarillos. Everything is masculine and everything is plural. Okay, let's try a different kind of sentence, different structure, but the same idea. The skirt. So instead of un or una, we're going to use definite articles. In this case, la, because the word for skirt is falda. Is. Well, we know the word for is es. Gray. Gris. Is gris okay? Well, la falda is feminine. Gris doesn't end in an O, so there's nothing to do. There's no such thing as grisa. That's not a thing. Just la falda es gris. If it doesn't end in an O, it's fine as long as it's singular. If it were plural, like the next one, then we have some changes to make. So let's try a plural one. The pants. Los. Oh, that's not a capital letter. That's a sacrilege. Los pantalones. Es. Wait a second. Es is. The pants is. That doesn't sound good. What's the plural of es? Let's go back and think about that. Think about your verb conjugation chart for ser. Es is on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, son. And our word for gray, gris. But gris is singular. And pantalones is plural. So we are going to take the word gris. It ends in a consonant, even though it ends in an S. It's a single syllable word that ends in an S. You can add the ES to it to make it plural. Son grises. Done. We're going to do a lot more practice with that so you can see where we're going here. So those are your notes on adjective agreement and using adjectives to describe things.